From the heart, may it return to the heart. That is the dedication Beethoven wrote on the personal score that he gave to his most important sponsor, pupil and friend, the Archbishop Rudolf, who was the youngest son of the emperor in Austria at the time. He wanted to write this mass for Rudolf's intronization as a bishop, but he was 3 years late to the day. And when he gave it to him, he gave it with some pride, because Beethoven had tried to sum up his whole belief system and sum up also the questions he had for religion, and maybe the question that many of us have these days. And maybe it's because of that reason that this piece, the Mass, Missa Solemnis, became a symbol of peace for the world. When the Frauenkirche, the Church of Our Lady in Dresden, which was bombed on the 14th of February 1945, right down to the ground, was rebuilt and reopened, they used the Missa Solemnis as the first piece of music to play in this church, which had received money from around the world, many hundreds of millions of dollars later. There was a moment in the world where the world came together and the world was united, a kind of koitatanga that brought everybody, regardless of culture or religion, together. Yet it is this piece where religion is being questioned in some ways. Beethoven looked at Indian culture, he looked at all sorts of other masses, like the Bach B minor mass, which he bought at the time to study that. He looked at his teachers, Haydn masses, and the Messiah, of course, as a kind of a prototype of what he wanted to do. He, however, expanded on all of that and found a hybrid that is combining or taking the church service into the concert hall and adding a symphonic character with a very large orchestra to it. And so we have this incredible piece of music that is looking for answers that we may all be asking ourselves. And Beethoven found a lot of answers in nature. For example, he said to his friend Johann Andras Stumpf, when in the evening I look at the sky in amazement and at the army of those light sources that have no boundaries, then my mind flies through those millions of miles beyond the stars to the original source from which new creations will come forever. And when I try from time to turn these feelings into some form of sound, oh, then I'm so disappointed in myself, I throw my scribbles on the floor, and I'm convinced that nobody on earth can describe the heavenly images through sound, word, color, or chisel. But this is precisely what he tried and achieved many times in this fabulous, fabulous piece of music.